Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the CEE Champions 2021. I am Sneaky. I'm once again joined by the wonderful Sheepy, and we are here to bring you the last matchup of the day. And the last matchup of the day, is going to be Levadia E-Lions versus Glueneum. Glueneum, I think is the pronunciation. They
Indeed.
they've surprised things by upsetting B8 over in the lower bracket starter run. And, here they are fighting for their spot in the playoffs. But can they really take it over the experienced side of Levadia E-Lions, who almost put a stop to the treks of Full Glory?
Yeah, let's see their rematch, of course, as we've seen their match before. It was 13-16. I believe it could be Inferno as well. I'm kind of sure, but it feels like that might be a thing that make the difference when they play also each other. And now they're going to play again. If they play Inferno, they at least know what is Levadia playing. But what if we're going to see like Ancient or Dust, basically something that they didn't really play?
Please, I want Ancient. I really want Ancient, bro. Oh, to be honest, I'd take a Dust because I've not actually casted a game on the new Dust 2. And as much as it's not a huge difference, it also is a huge difference because... Oh, it's Dust 2! What, was that the first round? Was that the pistol?
Yeah, I think it was a pistol.
Okay, so Glueneum have won the pistol round, and we are now heading into the second. We're here on Dust 2. Bit of a surprise for us and you, but hey-ho, I'm excited. I've not seen the new Dust 2 yet, and as I said, not too much of a difference, but at the same time, it's a huge difference.
Yeah, could be a lot. We're gonna see against the Deagles. We've said that Full Glory had a really spicy relationship with them, and something hateful for Levadia. We'll see how they're gonna figure it out and probably be tempted to repeat the same fate as Full Glory did. They are up against the bye of Glueneum, the Croatian squad that was there already. They matched up in the match before, then defeated B8 or X-Marlian. We'll see what they're gonna figure out again on the map Dust 2. The Eagles are up, the scout is ready, but firstly the Peanut World is gonna be the one opening up the counting rounds for the team. ESC main is gonna be more lucky with the scout skills and these, but this is gonna make Levadia.
And now in the 5v3 situation, Spur still dancing around with a scout towards middle. Hasn't been able to equalize anything just yet. Not been able to clip the wings of any of these Glueneum players. Now, the T's, with only 40 seconds left to go, are hedging their bets ever so slowly towards this A bomb site. Vista watches the backlines, at least temporarily, as the CTs begin to slowly encroach on the position. They haven't pushed through mid-double doors yet, though. They don't want to risk giving up an unnecessary frag and unnecessary information. But what is absolutely necessary here is that the T's push out onto this A-bomb site. 20 seconds left. It will be Brute Monster there to deal the pain. Spur goes down, and so does Switcher. And the last to fall will be Vista. Great 3k there from Brute Monster, locking down the bomb site, and the man has 7 kills in total already. He is on a terror on the start of this Dust 2, as he really does bring the terror.
We've heard the casters in the match of Overpass where exactly Brute was named a lot, and it feels like that was his chance and of course his honor to defeat the mighty opponents, and hopefully he's gonna repeat it again and have a performance of his life even as they fight for the playoff spot. Only one team can go there, and it was this the only and the last chance. That may be for both teams. Levadia had one. We'll see if they can figure it out now, but Peanut World dancing around. No worries. 3k on his account, and let's see if he gets more kills. Let's finish up with the ace, shall we?
No, Ruda will steal it away on the MP9. That was rude, Ruda. Why you got to do your teammate like that? But either way, he wanted it on the eco frags as well. And it is actually more beneficial for Ruda to take that frag because he was on the MP9 versus the A1S of his teammate. So just on monetary benefits alone, it is actually a good idea for him to steal that kill. But it would have been nice for Peanut World to find an ace. He doesn't know. And moving on into round number 4, Spurt will be dropping down early into suicide with an AWP in his hands, narrowly missing the lower tunnel rush. And Zeros, look at this, there's a double swing and actually decimating the B push from Levadia. Great stuff all round. And Brute Monster, he seems to be everywhere. He's going to catch even more players edging towards his position. Great grenade. Oh my goodness, Brute Monster. That was absolutely brutal. 4-0 now to Gluey Neum, and Levadia are just getting stomped on Dust 2 here. 1 kill between all 5 players in 4 rounds of play.
This isn't a rainbow and sunshines for Levadia. Something is missing, and it might be Switcher. I hope he's gonna come on the server. But look at that, just Zeros pushing out. Then Brute Monster makes his way up onto mid. And this ain't the field that they wanted to start the map with. You're gonna see the AWP already lower than expected. And then there's counter Switcher. Maybe the sniper rifles might be the difference maker. But we'll see if we even can get towards them. Might the Deagles be blessed and shoot some nice heads there? Brute Monster though, boosted up and on position, on form.
Yeah, Brute Monster getting a gorgeous fadeaway frag there on the AWP. And yeah, just Switcher walking straight into him. It's just upsetting. He was the man with the investment in that round. He's the only man with a kill on this entire team. And he's the man who I had faith to entry once again. But his teammate gives off the misconception that it was clear as he's able to cross undetected. And as a result, he's just going to get absolutely mullered as, oh no, Brute Monster's going to force that effects into meeting the same fate. This man is on a terror. And this could be a very fast affair if we're not careful, or more specifically, if Levadia's not careful and they don't start diversifying their strat book a little bit here. Vista on the scout, peeks on in, goes down to Brute Monster again. My goodness, this man is a menace to society. What can anybody do to put him down? Oh my god, he's found another one. He's on for an ace, 4 kills to Vitali, 14-0 in round number 5. And I know it is up against a weak buy, but my goodness, is Brute Monster fun to watch right now.
Gluey Neum, I don't know if they have some magic drink or is it the power of Brute Monster, but it's a maniac state. Look at that, peeking one by one, and he aims really well. Anyone that crosses his crosshair already falls to his death. But there still might be, you know, the chance for Levadia. We've seen that Star wasn't as strong against for Glory as well, but they somehow reconsidered their choices, put up Mach 10s and rushed the B side. What if they do it in here on Dust 2? It's even more known. Basically, there's something that many teams like to practice, and we'll see if it works out. Maybe the AWP could be fine. And I, again, looked at Reddit, and I see AWP cut in half. Basically, the gun was only halfway there. Don't know if the textures are fine, but Valve probably might be sleeping on their knees and on their eyes.
Well, I'll tell you who's not sleeping. Brute Monster is not sleeping. He currently has more kills than every other player in the server combined. If you do the maths,
brutal.
It's 14 to 10, I think it is.
Yeah,
I can do basic maths. No, I can't do basic maths. It's 14 to 12. Don't you worry. But yeah. He has more kills than anyone else on the entire server combined, and there is still only 1 kill on the side of Levadia E-Lions. Mm-hmm. 1 singular frag as we head into round number 6, and it's on the back of Switcher. We will be seeing a full investment here, though. Finally, some AKs, a good AWP coming out. And so I say finally some AKs. We've already seen a full buy round, and they were only able to get a single frag in it. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a shocker so far for the Estonian squad. They desperately need to start showing up here and now, and I think this might be the round to do it. As soon as I say that, T-Rose finds a first set, FX to trade, but oh my goodness! T-Rose with the 3K at long is beautifully done! I don't know what to say anymore. Sikta will trade it back. Zeros eventually falls, but it's a 3v2, and Gluey Neum, the advantages are gorgeous. The gunplay is just brutal. It's violent art we're seeing on the server here today, as... well, Levadia, there's just nothing they could do.
Not like this. Even in their strangest and worst nightmares, this wasn't Levadia's choice. and they just try to play the match, but it feels like Glucinium, they always find a way, find a cure to pick someone off, and ZFX finally at least makes a stop for a while. 2-on-2 for Levadia. They can strike, they can kill, and we'll see if they somehow manage to get a chance to get to the bomb site. As it's 45 seconds, really a round of waiting, and hopefully no Jane time for ZFX as he's got the open hand. By the way, James himself decides fans to pick his autograph for the stickers. So if you don't feel like having anything up soon, then try and put a vote in there.
Well, I would love a James sticker for the major. I really would. And oh, Sikta clearly wants to have one of his own someday. Great aiming down. Ruda really in a tough spot. Oh no, surely not. Okay, we're fine. Whew, that was close. Levadia finally put their first on the board in the nick of time as it almost expires on them. But yeah, Levadia will be at least somewhat content with a decent round, even though it does come down to the 1v1. I can't believe they lose the AWPer as well in that 2v1 engagement. That gets far too close for comfort.
Zeros. How did they get here? Tell me, like, there was just smoke and one flash, and that's it. There should be something that Levadia should be working with and also count on. But it feels like, nah, they wanted to play it a bit more ballsy and see what they can do, and then upset them. Could be a reverse psychology, let them win so much, so they lose attention, but we'll see again. Britmonster on the up, and it feels like no one that comes into this crosshair will stay alive. Let's see another frag maybe from his side. Up on the flash, up on the peak. Let's see if someone makes a crossfire with him, but Zeros this time won't be staying for long. As they're still open. Maybe even line up ready. Britmonster taking his chances, but now this time it's going to be fallback from Levadia. Smart choice, and they will really avoid him as much and at all cost as it's possible. It'll be second round for them if they get to the B side.
Well, a cheeky little bomb smoke, excuse me, cheeky little Xbox smoke to allow a safe cross through middle. There won't be anyone there to contest it though on the CT side. The closest person to contest, the closest two people in fact, are going to be Ruda and Simke. And Simke's not a name I've actually mentioned at all in this series. I believe his only 2 kills were in the pistol, but now it is time to shine. Finds 1, finds 2. Down goes Switcher as the second man. Vista finally trades it back, but Ruda, he hides behind the car. Sneaky man catches the first. Can he land the second? Yes, he can. And this is starting to get very worrying for Levadia. Great teamwork there from Gluinium. An excellent repositioning on the side of Ruda. And meaning now with a 5-round lead as we head into the 8th, it really is a tough spot for Levadia to be in.
And they were really even struggling against the team in the last match. Hopefully they'll keep on learning, keep on improving. Maybe even a bit more cheeky with these plays. They've had the idea, they want to get to the wrong side, but it wasn't really contested by them at all. But we might as well wait for another round for them. We have 1. We might have a 2. If Britmonster won't force them to back to their knees. He misses now and proves that he's not a robot. He did the capture, and hopefully Levadia may take the chance.
I like that one. He did the capture. That's how you prove you're not aimbotting. You do the capture. Yeah. Why did Valve not think of this beforehand? Every time you click accept on a matchmaking game, you gotta add a capture to it, Valve. You hear this? It's genius. But now Levadia, they need to pull something genius out of the bag with just a hero AK to try and tow them across this very jagged line. Flashbang comes on through. They aren't going to push off the back of it. Simke successfully defends with just utility for the time being. And Levadia now, they've been spotted, or at least their lurk has in towards middle. Spur forced away back through the double doors as Switcher lines up a flashbang for the B-bomb site. Simke will be receiving the full brutal end of that flashbang. And he's a bit late with the Molotov, but Ruda's not late with the frag. He finds 1. Simka dodges and back to second, but Sikta and Bitsta, they will frag a piece. Peanut World now. dancing around the double doors with the bomb carry. Oh, Twitcher, what a lovely peek
no.
for Brute Monster. Oh, no, he's brought it back to a 2v1. He's going for the default bomb plant. He's planting it safe. And this does at least buy him some time. Sees one towards tunnels, and oh no, they're pushing one by one. Gluey Neum, that is a terrible mistake from them with a grenade. Oh, and only does a minuscule part of damage. Siktor on 45 points of health will go down to the 5-7, and Brute Monster will end things how he started with brutality. 17-1 on the man right now as he clutches out the 1v1 and puts them onto 7. A 6-round lead, and Levadia look deflated. Their economy's doing okay, but otherwise, Switcher's on a Galil after his hero AK antics, and the team are playing flat. Oh my goodness.
Nah, like, he just comes in here, saves it like a Jesus, and then comes back. No worries for him. And I don't know who did the name choose, but I feel like Brute and Monster just puts down 2 of his strengths, and I don't know, like, that was a genius name, and he maybe even didn't even realize that that could be great in the future. We'll see if he keeps on doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 descriptions that are used to describe Mr. Hyde from the famous book and series Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And, well, with the absolute merciless brutality we're seeing here from Brute Monster, I think that's a perfect character analysis of him. He is just beating these people to death with blunt objects. That's how it feels at the moment anyway, if you can call a 50 cal round a blunt object, which probably not, but you know, let's roll with it for now.
Digress again, silver round. Levadia might be walking into a site. Feels like open gate. The open sea with no one around. Just a couple of birds flying around. Maybe smokes. That could end up the suffering against Gluck-Iniem. But they might also slip up. We're gonna see 5v5, smoke up in the city, couple of flashes, and Peanut around the smoke. Might have a Peanut brain like Tarek, but we'll see if any flash comes in. Couple of players ready to go, ready to pound, but he sees, he waits, and gets 1. Then there's still Brute Monster and Zeros lurking around the smokes, waiting in the darkness. There might be a bomb plant going on, but Spur, maybe quickly? No, not this time. Maybe Zeros tries to play around and stick to the gas.
Great flashbangs, though. Incredible flashbangs. Simk doubles up. One of them a Molotov kill. ZFX spotted 2. And the Orpin Pit, in fact, it's not an Orpin Pit, it's an AK Pit, is doing very little in the back of Siktor. Struggling to find even the first frag out of the last 3 remaining players. And now they're going to triple swing him. He finds a first, not the second. Simka on the AUG has the scoped weaponry advantage. And Simka's just, biding his time before he starts that defuse. There will be an 8th on the board now for Gluey Neum. And this is starting to look just bad for Levadia. Their post-plant situations, they're not coping well with them. They're not even coping well with finding that plant in the first place. However, 2 back-to-back defusals from Gluey Neum does suggest they're at least getting closer to the end goal of putting rounds on the board, but still only having 1 up there on the tally. It is a worrying prospect. The tactical pause has been called. Tactical pause 3 out of 4, apparently,
already
for Levadia E-Lions. And, wow, Jesus, this is not going well for them.
And remember, they've already played against them, and Levadia defeated them 16-13 scoreline. So they better step up to at least make it the same number of rounds that they left for Gluck-Iniem. But I don't know, like, if Brute Monster keeps staying in the way and Simke somehow goes for the retakes, this might end up badly. And it feels like the last time that they've used is going to be their last. And yeah, they've had to use it. Anything now,
this is
because it's do or die.
The last dance, the last chance, the only opportunity they have left to qualify for the playoffs. And yeah, they are backed into a corner. They have the money. The loss bonus will carry them through. The bomb plant gives them that little bit of added extra. They can comfortably buy an AWP. They can buy up all the AKs they want to in the world, all the utility they need. They just need to piece it together, and they need to do it with coordination. That's something they've been struggling to do. And even when they have been coordinated, they've been outmaneuvered perfectly by Neum every single time. And it has been really, really, well, just enticing to watch, I'll be honest with you. Brute Monster going 17-2 right now. He's on fire. And now Spur is quite literally on fire, but on the opposite sense of the spectrum.
I was like wondering like where is the gun of ZFX? He was running with the Glock, and I don't know if his teammates were playing around and just trolling Master Bottas, but maybe it was playing along to slow him down and have some fun when they're losing this match. Till now, maybe then might be a good attempt and probably the best moment to even go for the comeback. They've had the same half almost on the starting rounds. We'll see if they figure it out on the B side. One flash up, 2 players ready, and we're doing up on this position. This can't be checked at all. Must be a great shot from anyone on the entry dragon. Let's go, flash up, and now just spray down again. Pray, but it's Simke and Brute then more lucky now.
Wow.
And okay, the AWP is in play. Finally, Levadia finding the pace.
Great wallbang there from Spur to find a man cowering at the back of the B bomb site, but with the amount of money the CTs have here, they have had a couple of close engagements, a couple of close rounds, so I think the opportunity to save is one they should take. They've got an AWP, they've got an AK, they can play for exits here and really just mess with Levadia, and I think that's exactly what they're going to try and do, especially on the side of Zero. Spur, you do not want to walk out that tunnel, my friend. Oh, it's a messy spray. Flashbang in hand, Zeros chucks it in, lobs it through, sees what he can find with it, and the answer's not much just yet. However, they do know the location of at least 2 T's here, but 2 T's sprayed out, almost coming through for Zeros. Spur, oh my goodness, 17 HP, and Sikta not doing much better. That was almost a death to the bomb. A valiant effort there from Zeros, but a valiant effort from Levadia as they finally put that second round on the board, breaking another 3-round streak of their opposition.
Just-in-time logistics, that's Levadia's choice, but maybe the saving and slowly grinding the rounds from Glutniem could be a little bit more an effortless job. Simke, first to get attack, that AWP still in the hands of Spur. Finally, he found the position. Of course, we have the new Dust 2 here, so you can't see down mid, so you won't see 4 AWPs looking at you. Maybe if you get a boost up there, but it's still kind of hard handling, as I've seen the AWPs tried out, and they sometimes get stuck in the suicide tunnel. Do you feel like it's changed a lot?
No, you know what the new method is to peeking mid double doors if you're fast enough?
Oh.
If you got a good spawn, you send one of your teammate AWPers down into suicide. He just needs to stand there, you jump on top of his head, and you have a direct line down like you would used to without the roof blocking your view. It's a little bit more complicated, but it does get the job done. But you know who else gets the job done? It's Brute Monster, but Spur, it's a lovely trade frag. He was about to fall away there, but he readjusts just in the nick of time and will find a pretty damn good advantage as Peanut World will immediately snatch it away. Back to the 4v3, and Levadia always seem to be finding themselves in a disadvantageous position at around this time of the round. However, that is a free A bomb site, and that is something they should definitely make the most of, because I don't think it's going to last very long. Peanut underneath, all the way back down, long double doors, will be Zeros, who should about now realise that he has been played. Oh, they're going to be very angry that nobody's watching their backs here. Bomb goes down on A. Vista catches Zeros after an entire flank of the map, and Gluey Neum are going to be cut out, at least temporarily, from retaking this bomb site as they have to regroup.
Handy round. That will be something that Levadia would expect. But we'll see. Even on Vista, you might not hear that someone is coming along. Two of the guys from Glutniem still eager to go in. And we'll see if they can find the AWP at least. That could be something brilliant. But Spur dancing around the box, and it feels like this is only a pair of socks for him.
That's a new one, I'll give you that. Man's playing with a pair of socks. I'm trying to think of something that rhymes with socks. I don't have anything for you. Or at least anything I can say on broadcast, you know? yeah, Box. He jumped on top of Sight Box in his brand new pair of swanky socks. He knocks him down. Levadia no longer frown. But Gluey Neum, they lose out on the entry. Vista straight on through A-Long doors, putting an end to my rap career, probably for the best. And, well, are they going to be putting away the round number 12? They are going to mess up their cross smokes quite badly. And that will allow Brute Monster on the scout to do tag damage, but it's not enough for the kill. ZFX capitalizes, Spur gets one more. Simke, he does have a 5-7, but he no longer has a 5-7, nor does he have a head. As Vista accidentally hits Peanut World with the first bullet, and then hits him in the face as a consequence. 8-4 now, but Levadia have definitely found their footing and are capitalizing in great droves.
Cool to see that. Levadia might be getting out of their beds. And it feels like it's gonna stop now. And hopefully the fans that are on stream still like either of those teams. And we'll see who's the better, who's gonna win it. And hopefully I'll get to my point after this round. Because Spurs something out of his hands now. And might be gonna be a bit of trouble. Got close. Sector though. Covers him well. And a couple of guns exchanged. But it feels like the AKs might be superior. And stay up to date. Up to the fight. But Levadia stuck to the spawn. I don't know where they wanna get towards us. The Deagle's still kind of spicy, and we've seen that For Glory really did try their best and ripped them apart with just those $70 pistols. Hopefully it's the round over. Yeah, and Kindo.
And Kindo.
Yeah, those two
Great deagling from the pair of them. Oh, Brute Monster. Surely you don't get anything done here. He will find the header switcher, but they are darting it towards us, a bomb site. So Brute Monster, he has two options here. No, he's got three options. He can save the scout and his armor. He can go and grab one of the AKs from the kill players at top mid. Go and grab an AWP from one of the kill players at top mid. Or he can continue going for the fights. Try and win this retake, and surprisingly that's exactly what he's going to not do. No, he's going to not do that. He's going to run back to top middle, see if he can bank that AWP or at least an AK for good measure, and he does find the AKs. I think the AWP got chucked out of the map. Yeah, okay, now saving in towards T-spawn. Levadia have found their fifth, and this is no longer looking like such a disappointing half for them.
This just feels like the game, the Stanley Parable, where the narrator basically says what we have a lineman down, but what the narrator basically says, what should the player do? But if you don't obey, he changes the game. And the game is changing for Levadia as well. Hopefully a bit more rounds on the board, and great comeback for them. It was 7-1 where Gluch Niem were losing or winning. And Levadia didn't really have a chance. Let's see what they can do now. But finally, to my point that I tried to make, but someone cut me down as Ruda a bit less and free of HP. What do you think if the wager is coming, of course? What if players could contribute and maybe make or pay some cost, and the players could get it as a part of the prize pool, as Dota 2?
Wait, what was your question? So you want players to chip in to the prize pool?
Yeah, and people can contribute.
Oh, right, okay, like a crowdfunded prize pool like they used to do for the old majors by case. Yeah, I don't understand why they don't do this. It is one of the most free opportunities for them to just get money. And it means they don't have to put up any of the prize pool themselves. They can just literally say, here, open a case, and everyone in CSGO will open that case because they respect the pro scene and we're addicted gamblers. And Sixer, he's addicted to franking, goes in for one more. It's actually Switcher who dies, but ZFX will catch one off guard. 3v2 at the moment, and good damage done to Sixer. But Vista does even more onto Zeros, meaning it's just Brute Monster in the 1v2 as he catches Sixer. Bomb is still dropped. Vista is doing it around the world just to be edgy so he can catch Brute Monster off guard. I really hope they do a Stanley Parable remake, and I hope they cast me as the narrator. Like, that would be a dream.
Could be cool.
Brute Monster runs out of time to retrieve, to win the round. Levadia will be picking up their sixth. Stanley was very disappointed.
That's cool. That's awesome. I love this game. I basically watched every ending, and I know there is a game basically from the same creator. It's called like the Beginner's Guide, but it's a bit of a different game. Of course, it's again the story time, and the story is that Spurs already dead. That wasn't the mind that Stanley had, and the plan was different. Let's see if the narrator makes a difference.
Yeah, right. So am I the narrator now? As this was so Glue and Liam are currently guarding the wrong bomb site. Levadia look to take full capitalization on this opportunity, but Simka, our protagonist in this tale, sees a man crossing and Switcher will go down to 22 points of health. Simka looks to continue the onslaught on towards the bomb site, but instead it's Zero's to fall. Switcher instead finding the frag, and in this 4v4, Kukri style, no, not quite this time round. Simka falls back into his drudgery, into his hole, as it wasn't meant to be. Simka isn't the hero of this story. Instead, it will be Sigta. Or will it? And that's my Stanley Parable ripoff for the day.
That's so cool. I feel like the players are enjoying it as well as we are. And it's 1v3 now. Brood Monster.
So. Oh my god! Oh my
Maniac
god!
shoots through the box!
Oh my god!
Eye for an eye. Oh, fair enough. It's a 7-point for Levadia. I don't know, where did we get here? From a basic match to a storytelling, and the stories keep getting better as we have seen the closest half, and basically GIN were winning 7-1. Now we got 8-7, and Levadia is back on track.
I'm gonna need a drink after this. I'm gonna have a drink after this. As I said, I'm off down to the pub. But oh my goodness, Fruit Monster. Oh, I don't even know where to go with that. It's almost upsetting that he can't clutch that round out. But back into the second pistol. Let's see if Levadia can do any better at the start of their CT side. It seems to always be that the start of Dust 2 goes really well for the CTs, and then the Ts are like, nah, fam, let me have that back.
Yeah.
And they'll just have a crazy comeback. And that's exactly what's happened here, and happens in a lot of Pro CSGO. My goodness, Switcher. You saucy man, what are you doing up in B tunnels this early in the round? This is what happens when you block off mid-vision from the Ts. You just get random people hiding in the B apartments, in the B tunnels. Simka comes in as well now, trying to retrieve that bomb, but the CTs are absolutely hounding it. They're surrounding it with that smoke wall. Simka almost lands the shot with the Glock burst, but switches there for a 3K. Can he find any more? Digs down, cuts out, and Peanut, well, will also get cut down from the round. Simka last alive, 1v2. What do you reckon will happen here, my friend Sheepy?
My predictions of AI tell that Simka's gonna plant the bomb, then he's gonna basically bamboozle both guys and they will go B. But that is now changing differently, and the B side is probably not the one that Levadia is gonna expect now. So the retake shall begin. One defuse kit, one flash, and the man with 3 kills is dead. That was the MVP of last map.
Sorry, I didn't even realize he had the bomb. I was like, wait, why is he running to the other site here? No, he did have the bomb.
He took it for the smoke. He took it for the smoke. So, yeah, that's fine. Let's see.
Ooh. They've got a good positioning here, but look at how Simka's played it. He's planted for short. This is the best he possibly could have done.
No.
Oh no, the diffuse is coming in. Oh, he's actually got to stuck it. Oh no, Simka. Oh, it was so well played, but it's not going to be enough. Levadia E-Lions are going to steal away your round, and that will be the pistol for the Estonians against all odds.
Ooh. I don't know, so many heartbreaks, so many turns and twists. It just doesn't feel it will be a game. This feels like a different story for us. And of course, we are having fun. I hope you are having fun because I've got a clip many of these plays, and what a shame for Simka.
You'll have to send them to me.
Yeah, gotta do.
In this 5v4, Brute Monster's already died in suicide. Damn, he's been cut out by the scout, I believe. Yeah. In a world without Brute Monster, Cluey Neum still need to win the round. The man who's 24-9 is dead. Can they complete the objective?
Is that enough?
My voice isn't low enough for that. Take over, my friend. Finish the commercial.
If they can buy 2 for 1 now. Levadia attempting to defend it though. Might be in a more than they needed. To go, ready to pound, ready to kill, ready to spray, but there's just nothing much doing on a switcher. But the smoke's already fading and the chances of the round already gone. And this feels like a Levadia just losing it all in the first half to get on the board and back on the whole settle. And we see 9-8. I don't know why my voice basically now just goes from one side to the other, but it feels like, yeah, this cast is special. And I mean, really, it's the night.
I feel like we're probably the ones who are special here.
Oh,
the CS is actually
quite.
The CS is quite good as well. And we're just being absolute muppets. But ZFX, he's got the right idea here. Pouncing on in on the pistols, unprepared. They try and hit the B rush on the side of Gluey near, but no, they're getting absolutely decimated. Great round there from Levadia. Shuts it down completely, and as much as it was just against the pistols, the speed at which CTs can now get to the B site to deny that push is really, really interesting. And that's going to be a great point of contention at the major. It may even rule out Dust 2 being picked as a map for a lot of these CIS teams because of that major middle change. Orpus like Simple, Orpus like Jame, some of their classics are where they get those picks through with double doors as people leap across. And now the fact they aren't able to do that, and there's so much, so little vision for the T's early on, when both of them are very T-sided teams, it's going to shake things up quite a lot. As does ZFX, as Peanut World goes down, Levadia are really starting to pick things up again.
Why do I feel that the CD side somehow gets better of the change? And maybe the map is picking slowly CD-sided. We'll see with the other op, and the second op, of course, frags well. It's Spur that had better starting in the last match. It was against For Glory. Now, though, both teams fighting for their freedom, fighting for their advancement to playoffs. And, of course, both teams already quite high in the ESCA rankings. Gluck and Niem have few players from ESCA main, and Levadia experiencing some international CS. But the experience that they've got now is the 11th round, and hopefully it might be their success this time. But if you're a fan of Gluck and Niem, don't worry, they still can come back this. This is a map where Ense lost with 15-3 scoreline, and they have lost 15-19. It was against Virtus Pro and the Jame, of course. So never discount it.
As a huge Virtus Pro fan, that was one of the greatest maps I've ever watched. Ever. It was a lot of fun. You know, HLTV gave them a 0% win chance when they went down 15-3, and they still won 19-15, I believe it was. Beautiful CS. And you know what I've just realised? I've actually casted Levadia E-Lions before in an ESCA main game. I casted them in Season 38, the season that's just finished. I don't believe they got out of main, but they did put up an impressive performance throughout the season, at least in the games I was watching them for. And that's a scandalous bit of util there. It's going to keep them off the bomb site, deny the plant. And if they can't get the plant with their economy in a situation like this, then oh boy, that spells trouble. Brute Monster spells trouble as well, though, and Brute Monster on the Deagle is a force to be reckoned with. 2 versus 3 situation continues to ensue. The T's on the receiving end of a lot of carnage. But can Brute Monster pull things back? No, we can't. ZFX cuts him down, and that bomb will be planted, but it is a 1v3.
Oh, nasty.
Now it's a 0v3.
Yeah, even make it more sparkling. It's Levadia on 12, and it's their biggest score difference since probably the start of the game, since they didn't have much of a chance on the CT side. They were losing 7-1 because Gluck and Niem have been leading for the whole CT side of theirs. We're gonna see some more nasty shots, of course. Brute Monster, he was quite impressive in the first half, but now it feels like he's stepped up a little bit, or stepped down recently. And maybe the map is just getting a bit better for the CTs, but we'll see. At least we still have a comeback reel. Hopefully.
I mean, I think it's hard to really criticize Brute Monster this game. There have been a couple of rounds where he's gotten a little bit cocky, he's overextended. But then you look at Zeros, he's got 6 kills. Brute Monster has he has over 5 times as many.
Yeah.
That's not maths. That's not good maths, is it? He's got over 4 times as many kills as Zero's. Don't worry, there's a reason I do history and not maths at university. But Chloe Neum, they need to start showing up as a collective here. There's just been a bit of a lapse in performance, a disappointing performance from a good few players here. And they will at least make it over to the A-bomb side. Peanut well gets a lovely headshot to ZFX and switches Molotov off the angle. But the same can be said about Levadia. As much as the kills are far more evenly spread, the impact each individual has had has been a lot more noticeable. They do still need to start showing up a little bit better as a team just so they can close out this game more cleanly. As Zero's clearly hears me getting annoyed at his lack of kills. And oh my good lord, man, what a shot. Now a 3v4 again. Take us away, Sheepy.
Alright, might be still a good retake for them. Couple of kits, couple of guys going in, and it's gonna be on fire, barbecue flying around, and it might be even a bit more kills. But look at Simk, he's got the angle, he's got the position, and the flash is up, and he just needs to finish it off. But
Wow.
that's the last guy that finished it up for him. And let's see Glue Indian for another round. Of course, this squad around Croatia and Serbia won't be really happy on the round. It's their first and the T half, but really count as much as any other. And hopefully a couple of them could be coming up. And really see if the match is going to overtime. The last match that they played in this group was 16-13, where Levadia won. I think it was an Inferno or Overpass. Hopefully, there's going to be, again, even more even match, or more balanced for the English lovers.
Well, talking about balance, Ruda clearly doesn't quite stick the landing as Sikta catches his head above the boxes. It's a very tough angle for both sides to be spraying for. Now with the smokes raining on down, back towards A long, they know exactly where this execute's coming in. Full utility bearing down on this CT side, but look at this in elevator. They're boosting a man up. He's forced off though. Visser and Sikta, sorry. They are struggling, but that Molotov is brutal. Again, denying an early bomb plant and just giving an extra couple of seconds for Levadia to reposition themselves.
Pacing around. Let's see the flash out, and maybe a peek. Sikta goes up a huge, but only 1 kill. Zeros and Vista trying their best. But it's only now Zeros against the world. The 1v3, a couple of frags around, but it won't be his chance to dance. And Levadia onto the 13th point, really closer and closer to the imaginable win. They've had a match with 13 points on the side of their enemy as they defeated GIN. But we'll see if it's gonna stick up now as well. Really, a couple of rounds that can change it. And we're gonna see the AWP on Brute Monster. He was quite strong in the CT side, of course, but now he tried to go for the opens, lost a bit of a space, and sometimes he was only the first player to die. I don't know what's the reason, though.
Oh, the way Sikta actually dinks his teammate there as well, and they still win the round.
Yeah.
And somehow both survive the B T-spawn engagement. But something else I really hope for some of these players is that, excuse me, I know they're a mixed squad right now. I really do hope some of these players get picked up by an organization. I feel like Brute Monster, under the right coordination, could shine just as some of the players on the Mouse Sports NXT roster have done, for example. What's the name of the very... Torzi, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like under the right conditions, Brute Monster could probably shine like Torzi, especially in the Tier 3 CS scene. He just needs that extra push, just needs that organization to reach out and pick him up. And I do think there's a lot of potential for these other players as well. Obviously, Brute Monster's been set up for a lot of the kills he's found, but just on an individual skill basis, really impressive stuff to see. Levadia, though, is a roster that's clearly well rehearsed, one that's been together for a bit longer. They've got the mental fortitude to bounce back from being 8-1 down, so massive props to them. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of potential across all of these players to be picked up by someone brilliant and turn into like a really talented Tier 2, Tier 1 player. And Switcher, sealing up what I've said with a nice spray down through the smoke onto the head of Simka, but this is a crucial round for Gluey Neum here. If they don't catch this round in their stride, then Levadia walk away onto their 14th, and the economy again is crushed for Gluey Neum. They do have a bomb flood, but they've got no momentum, and Ruda goes huge. What an incredible 2K, looking for more, dancing around, eventually falls to Sikta, but the man in the back lines will be Peanut. Well, the bomb is starting to be defused. Peanut, you need to start spraying. Oh You can't be doing that to them. Not again.
I don't know, maybe a bit more practice in retakes. I've already added the game mode by itself. So if you don't have time for anything else, then just hop on that. It feels like Elvadia did lots of practice, and it just shows that they're ready to go. Sick that. Really, he knew that he had to stick it with ZFX. And so they've stick it up and put on the 14th point. They've had it almost in the back, but we'll see if they can approach along with the same caution and slowly work it out from there. Of course, Glue in Niem. Again, the ESCA team. They're still playing under a different name though, but might have a chance here. They play against X-Gamer, a Swedish powerhouse. Not like that much as an IP or Fnatic, but still an aim to be reckoned with. And don't be really upset they defeat you. We'll see the ops though. 2 ops on Levadia might be good for long.
Well, as we push down onto this bomb site, it will be Gluey Neum in a last chance push for glory. ZFX catches Peanut World, though. Already a bad start for the side of the T's. Oh, Switcher gets zeros through the smoke. Bomb is not even down yet. 45 seconds left to go. A 3-man disadvantage. Now a 4-man disadvantage. A 6er bags Brute Monster. Ruder, 1v5. It would be the clutch of his career if he was able to pull this one off. But no, Switcher jumps straight on in. Bags a headshot. Bags a 15. That is match point to Lavidia. And only a single round on the T side for Gluey Neum. And this is really starting to cause a lot of chaos. Levadia, just really solid team play all the way through the CT side. And as I said on the half switch, they had a fantastic prospect and they are taking full advantage of it. I cannot believe we're in a situation like this right now. ZFX to start things off, jumping on top of the box, firing through smoke. Switcher getting so lucky. And on the flip side, just the never-ending barrage onto Gluey Neum. Already down to the 3v3. Can we get any faster of a start to a round than this? Simka caught one off guard completely as he runs up middle. And the bomb is still in T-spawn as Simka's forced to drudge back and get it as his teammates retain control of mid-double doors.
Won't be a bulge. You can see ZFX peeking up short, taking the pace, making the kills. One of them is there. Now 2 more remaining. Gluey Neum, kind of in trouble. Might be a problem to even get to the bomb site. And maybe if the miracle happens, if they pick up 1 kill, they could open up the site. They won't see anyone there, as there is only ZFX hidden in CT. And he's still gonna hear the smokes. Even if you pull the smoke or pull the flash, maybe you can hear it. That's probably added from a few years ago. Many people don't realize that, and you have to be careful with those nades. Let's see if the execute comes their way. Looking around, finding the opener. Looking for your heart. Bad days. Sick tap from the back.
No.
And let's see. Simka by himself. 1v3, 1 kill up. But now he needs to find 2 more. The bomb is on his hands. But let's see. Vista on the flank. And Levadia on the second attempt into the playoffs. And we're going to see them with 4 glory that they got defeated by. And now they are back in the game.
Well, as my webcam attempts to focus back in on my face, come on, come back to me, my friend. Well, that was an excellent match there from the pair of them. I mean, Gluey Neum, really, really solid start to that matchup. I thought it could have been a clean sweep if they kept that going all the way through. I talked about the lack of Lavidia's adaptation, but then something clicked in their minds, and they really started to counter this Gluey Neum lineup. And then in the second half, just a brutal beating, grinding every mistake Gluey Neum made into the ground. And some of the things just weren't mistakes. Some of it was just incredible countered aggression by Levadia. They were able to take so much space. They were able to really get into every nook and cranny. Surprise these new, you know what I mean? Surprised the really complicated name team so many times throughout the entirety of that map. And just in the end, only a single round for them on their T side resulted in a crushing defeat to Levadia, who will now be going on into the playoffs. And it's a rightfully deserved spot after such an incredible performance as that. And I look forward to seeing them for the rest of the duration of this tournament.
hopefully they'll find their way and be more aggressive in the playoffs. So they won a rematch. Congratulations to them. And of course, 2 teams already in the playoffs. We'll see a bit more groups coming up in a few days. And I hope that it won't be this hard, even then they said, oh, it didn't hurt, didn't it? And we'll see if someone else already gets in. That was a great evening for all of them and a great evening for both of us. Sneaky, thanks for the cast, and thanks to everyone that was up in here till this late night hours. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll see each other probably soon up on the stream.
Also, shout out to our partners over at Intel. Thank you again for making this all possible. And as always, Sheepy, it has been a pleasure. And I do look forward to casting with you at some point in the future. Okay, that's all from us both, and good night.